everybody, God bless. Welcome. Thank you for joining me in another video. In this video, I want to talk about food and how it affects our mood. But before we jump into this topic, subscribe to my channel. Also share, like, drop a comment. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, subscribers, my future subscribers. Thank you. Now let's talk about this interesting topic of how food impacts our mood. So recently I finished a book called This Is Your Brain on Food by Dr. Uma Naidoo. Great book. I'm so grateful that I came across this resource. And basically Dr. Naidoo, I guess this book falls into the category of nutritional psychiatry. So she goes through different mental health conditions, and then she talks about how food impacts these conditions negatively or positively, right? So she talks about depression, she talks about bipolar disorder, OCD, ADHD, PTSD. She talks about schizophrenia, she talks about dementia, even low libido. So she talks about so many different things that affect our brain, so many different things that affect our mood, and how food, what the integral and important role that food plays in the whole process and how we feel. And as I read this book, this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, because I want you to think about how food makes you feel. I want you to consider, because, you know, my channel is really dedicated to wellness. I know many of my videos I talk a lot about spiritual things. I talk about protecting yourself emotionally, psychologically from crazy people. No, from people that, you know, may not have our best interests. I'll put it that way. And, you know, I talk about these things because I want you all to be well. I want you all to be happy. I want you all to be, but also another component, and I've done videos on fasting and, you know, on nutrition and on being well and on, you know, exercise. I've done a few of those videos as well, but it's all connected, body, soul, and spirit, right? I mean, you can pray all day, you can meditate all you want and be super religious and be, you know, this super spiritual person. But if you do not take care of your body, it's like, you know, all of that is going to have a negative impact on the rest of your life, right? So really think about the foods that you eat. I think about my own journey. You know, and I'm so grateful for Dr. Naidoo's book. I don't know her, but I highly recommend her book if you're interested in this topic. Her book just confirmed all of the things that I have done over the years through trial and error to figure out, you know, what was triggering my depression, to figure out how to manage depression. You know, I have done videos where I've talked about, you know, my struggles with depression, and you know, what has helped me over the years and to help me be off of medication is basically, for me, it was a lifestyle change, a complete lifestyle change. I had to start exercising. I had to start eating better. I had to start, you know, eliminating certain stresses and even severing ties with certain people and really getting my life in order and doing things a bit differently. And I think the nutrition part has played a big role in my mood, has been played a big role in, you know, my own mental health and my own mental health state. And I really want you, especially if you are suffering from, or if you're dealing with any of the disorders or conditions that I mentioned earlier, really, really, really get Dr. Naidoo's book. But I really, really want you to think about what you put into your mouth. I want you to think about what's on the other end of your fork. I want you to think about the foods that you eat. I want you to think about how you feel after you eat certain things. It took me many years, after a lot of trial and error, to figure out that there's certain things I just needed to eliminate from my diet because they were making me feel like garbage. They were making me feel like trash, right? So, for example, I loved bagel and cream cheese. Is nothing like a New York City bagel with cream cheese. Like an everything bagel, that was my jam, with cream cheese. And I would have this like basically every single morning. But I found that was a food that triggered my brain fog, which caused me to be irritable, which triggered depressive symptoms. You know, it was like this chain reaction. That was a food, very high carbohydrate, a high fat food, high on the glycemic index, that made me tired, I felt lethargic. I didn't have any get up and go in the morning because I started my day with the wrong food. And when I figured that I could not break my fast, that could not be my first meal, and actually I just kind of like eliminated that completely from my diet. I do miss my bagel and cream cheese, but it's not good for me. It's not good for me. So I've discovered through lots of trial and error and trying different things that I need, in order for me to feel mentally my best and be in my best mood, I need a high protein meal first thing in the morning. So high protein, high healthy fat. So for me, that looks like, I have like some eggs, boiled eggs, or even, cooked eggs, like some turkey bacon and, an avocado, maybe some berries. So that's how I start off my day now. And I feel 100% better. I have more energy throughout the day. I don't feel tired. I don't crash any afternoon. Now, my next meal is usually something, higher carbohydrate, but I have that like midday. And I found that, my last meal, which would be considered dinner, is usually plant-based. It's usually a salad. It's usually greens. And that's what eating in that pattern, in that fashion, has helped me tremendously. It's helped with my depressive symptoms. It's helped me to be more focused, to be happier, to have more energy. And having that energy and feeling better has greatly improved my mood. I'm less irritable. I'm less mean in the morning. I'm still a little mean in the morning, but I'm less mean in the morning. Anyone who's ever dealt with me in the morning, I apologize. I'm just there's something going on, but I've gotten better as I have changed my diet. So I really want you all to consider the things that you eat, especially if you suffer with mental health issues and conditions. What you eat matters. What's at the other end of your fork, it definitely matters, and it does have an impact on your mood. So definitely consider that as you go on your journey to wellness. And I really want you to ask yourself the question. Like I said, I had to change my lifestyle to help my depression. I was determined not to be on meds, right? And some of you, your treatment may require medication and therapy and different, depending on what your situation is and the severity of it. Everyone is not the same, but this book and what I'm telling you is not the cure, but it can help if you have these conditions. So I really want you to ask yourself: do I want to be on medication for the rest of my life? Do I want to feel the way I've been feeling for the rest of my life? And some of us, we don't feel good, and you may not necessarily suffer with the things that I mentioned earlier. You just don't feel your best, and you feel that like you're going through life and you're tired and you don't have the energy that you think you should have. And I was in my 20s and I had really low energy, terrible energy. I'm older now, and my energy level is much better because of the change in my diet. But I had to ask myself, do I want to be on meds, for the rest of my life? Do I want to be like other middle-aged people on medications, or elders on medications? Do I want that for my life? And do I want to have a disease that could be preventable? Do I want certain types of diseases that I know I'm predisposed to, like diabetes or hypertension? Do I want to suffer with that? So I had to think about my diet, think about getting my weight under control, think about putting healthy things in my body that will help my brain, that will help my mood, that will help me overall just become well and a happier person. And food definitely does have an impact. When I eliminated the processed foods, when I eliminated the sugar. So how I eat now, it's a low sugar, low carbohydrate. Sometimes I go gluten-free because too much gluten does have an impact on me. And when I eliminated these things and I incorporated more of the healthy things, I'm a better person for it. And I want you to be a better person for it. And just think about what you eat. It does have an impact on your mood. That's all I wanted to share with you in this video. As always, I really appreciate you sticking around, and I appreciate your support. And I will see you in the next video. Take care and God bless.